country of Malta. It lies in the Mediterranean Ocean below the tip of Italy. Today our journey started from the port of Valletta. Here we woke up to the city founded by the Knights of St. John in 1566. On the bus, we passed by the American University of Malta, founded in 2016, for those Americans wanting to study abroad. It is a beautiful building located in the heart of Valletta. I highly suggest anyone wanting to get out and experience a different country to enroll for a few semesters here if possible. The first stop were the gates of Bergu. These were a part of the many grand defense structures around the city, including several bastions, batteries, ditches, and walls. They were all built to serve one purpose, which was to protect Malta from the expanding Ottoman Empire. Bergu was chosen as the capital by the Knights of St. John before Valletta in 1530 AD, and they rebuilt a medieval half-ruined castle, Castrum Maris. The old castle transformed into the Fort St. Angelo and served as the order's headquarters. In 1565, the fortifications proved their worth in the Great Siege of Malta. The Ottoman Turks besieged the island for 4 straight months, inflicting heavy damage on the fortifications. The Knights had a total of 5,500 to 6,000 fighters and lost only 3,000. The Ottomans had 40 to 50,000 troops and lost around 20,000 in the siege. The victory for the Knights marked the halt of the westward expansion of the Ottoman Empire. In 1813, Malta became a British colony. Around the city of Valletta, you can find original mailboxes which began appearing in 1860. In 1921, Malta was granted self-government, but Britain maintained their presence and military on the island. Winston Churchill visited Malta 6 times over 4 decades and called it one of the master keys of the British Empire. This was because of the importance it played in World War II. It served as one of the most vital areas of operation due to its strategic location between North Africa and Italy. Shipping lanes the Axis powers used could be disrupted easily since the island was so close to their proximity. Malta also served as a crucial base for the Allied invasion of North Africa in 1942. While walking around, our guide pointed out all of the buildings rebuilt after World War II. Many of the structures sustained heavy damages from the intense bombing raids the Axis forces sent in throughout the war. Later, we made it to the heart of Valletta. Here we got to witness the Triton Fountain and its beauty on a sunny day. After the siege of 1565, the Knights of St. John moved the capital to Valletta and had the city built in 15 years with a uniform grid plan and enormous fortifications. The Knights of St. John were founded in Jerusalem in the 11th century and were also known as the Hospitallers, who cared for the sick and poor during the Crusades. Many people confuse these knights with the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar was a military order established to protect pilgrims during the Crusades in 1119. The Knights of St. John eventually became known as the Order of Malta. The Knights of St. John came to be on Malta through many years of being driven back by war. In 1298 or 1299, they lost their last stronghold, Roche Guillaume and the Holy Land, to the Muslims. They retreated to the islands of Rhodes, where they were then driven out yet again in 1522 by the Ottoman Empire. The Holy Roman Emperor Charles V in 1530 eventually granted the islands of Malta and Gozo to the displaced knights. Here they created and established safe havens and hospitals for pilgrims, sick and poor, who were on their way to Jerusalem. On our tour, we were taken to the Upper Baraka Gardens, overlooking the Grand Harbor. They were established in 1661 by the Knights of St. John. It was mainly used privately and for the exercise grounds. The very first use of the Grand Harbor came from the Phoenicians in the 8th century BC due to its deep natural waters. They established key trading posts here to connect with others around the island. The only time these gardens were open to the public were in 1800, after the French occupation. The cruise terminal can be accessed very quickly from here. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes to walk to. After, we set out to explore the city and see what it had to offer. We eventually came to the National Library on our journey. Its architecture was so alluring, we decided to go in. It was such a work of art. We were impressed to be walking into such a beautiful building. We began walking up its stairs to the main room, where the books were kept. We could not film or take photos in here because it is forbidden. It houses books and manuscripts from the medieval ages until now. The oldest is a charter from 1107 and another document from 1113 AD. The next stops were a few churches we wanted to see before the day started to end. Everywhere you walk, you will find churches on most corners in Valletta. Once we were done with the first church, we then went into another. This one was much more grand. The St. Paul's Anglican Pro Cathedral was built in 1844 and designed by William Scamp. It was situated on the old auberge built in 1575. Originally, this was built to house the Knights of the Order of St. John who came from Germany. At a jewelry shop, Megan's picking out filigree silver. This is what Malta is known for, filigree. Megan gets some filigree silver.
My husband loves me.
At this point in our journey, we were all having fun just walking around with our new friend Kelly from Texas and seeing what all there was to look at and window shop for. I must say, out of all the places we've been, Malta was one of those we truly loved and want to come visit again. There's so much rich history and beauty all around. We just come across the Crusader Tunnel in Malta. There's a railing around it in the square center. If you are able to walk from the main gates of Valletta to the cruise terminal, please do so. It is not worth the trouble getting a cab unless you really need one. It's a very short walk. I can't believe this. We had no idea that there was a secret tunnel to our ship.